Right, okay, let's read. Let's read the last 6 anomalies. Ugh. Which is these 3 and then this 3. I can start with Rhythm Master. Let's go. Beat King, Class 4, Anomaly type object. Anomaly Nexus. Within its performance area, even attacks in between the beats and moves the defeated. Okay. Recommended action, defeated to the beat. Okay. Basic info. This object anomaly consists of a set of electronic music production and performance equipment. Okay. These devices can operate without power and combine into specific formations that move autonomously, appearing and active in the Clement Music Corner. Yes. Clement, probably, by the way. I said Clement, but... okay. Clement Music Corner. The Beat King can be dormant or activated. When dormant, it appears as equipment scattered across the plaza. When activated, the anomaly hovers and moves autonomously, challenging people in the plaza. When the challenge begins, the Beat King plays electronic music and creates glowing projections in the plaza that indicate volume levels. The reason for its challenging behavior remains unknown, but it's confirmed that the anomaly attacks following the rhythm of its music, forcing challengers to make actions that match the beat. If challengers make mistakes, they suffer intense sound wave attacks that can cause unconsciousness in severe cases. Okay. Record 1. Anonymous A, B, and C. I'm just gonna call them A, B, C, so you guys can remember like that. A. It's been so noisy around the music corner lately. Someone's blasting electronic music super loud every day. B. Noisy? I think it sounds pretty good actually. C. There's a public performance plaza over there. Probably someone DJing. B. That's definitely possible. It's free to perform there and the audience is supportive. The electronic music club often does charity shows there. A. Our school has an electronic music club? C. It was the most famous club a few years ago. There was this amazing senior who started booking real gigs right after graduation and basically become financially free. D. Oh, D is here too. You mean 8B, right? He was a true DJ genius. He's the one who made the whole electronic music club popular. D again. After he graduated, our club started going downhill. We don't have enough members now to organize performances. B. Wait, if it's not the electronic music club, then what's causing all this noise? Announcements. Attention all faculty and students. The source of noise from the east side of campus has been identified. It is anomaly activity at the public performance plaza, manifesting as floating music production equipment. There are certain safety risks. Bureau of Anomaly Control has been notified and is investigating. All faculty and students to prioritize personal safety and strictly prohibited from approaching this area. A. An anomaly? B. An anomaly that can DJ? D. Now I definitely have to check this out. Anonymous, Clement Academy Forum. So... Is this... I mean, this one has to be here because of 8B, right? Because they just talk about 8B. So is he like the cause of this anomaly, Beat King? Maybe. There's a reason why it's there, because it doesn't give you that much info. Record 2. Huh? An interview now? I'm gonna be late clocking in, but answering citizens' question is part of the job too. Go away. Okay, let's make it quick then. The Beat King. Oh. Beat King? Oh, that super loud anomaly. I definitely thought it before. That day I was on duty near Illusion Town when suddenly a student ran up to me saying there was an anomaly attacking citizens on the east side of the Clement Academy. I thought saving people was the priority, so I rushed right over. From way off, I could hear this really trendy, upbeat music. When I got to the scene, there were several unconscious students lying scattered on the ground. That anomaly, which looked like a pile of speakers and keyboards cobbled together, spotted me and sent this massive sound wave charging at me. It was such a headache. I didn't know this anomaly's behavior patterns, and I wasn't sure about the student's injuries. In desperation, I could only rely on my reflexes to dodge its attacks, while avoiding making it angry enough to hurt the students. I slowly realized its moves had this fixed boom boom pow rhythm. After successfully dodging several rounds of attacks, I figured out its pattern. I started moving to the beat while carrying the students out of its activity range. Luckily, it didn't chase after us, just went back to the center of the area and played music all alone. Aw. Before long, it quieted down and turned back into a pile of ordinary equipment. Speaking of which, that thing had this really complex smell. Like dust and rust, but also like something burned. The kind that makes you want to wrinkle your nose. Something burned. Since saving people was urgent, my colleague and I rushed them to the hospital. Thankfully, everyone was fine. I heard from them that there was a trending challenge on Bagel, competing to see who could dodge the Beat King's attacks the most times in a row, and they'd record videos to post on Bagel. So much trouble. Oh, right, there was also some bystander who recorded me rescuing people and posted it online, even though that's not allowed. And that video got super high views. The comments were all saying stuff I couldn't understand, like frame perfect timing, combo master, perfect clear. I have no idea what any of that means. Oh, it's mint. Not gonna lie, I thought it was Skia, to be fair. Mint, Bureau of Anomaly Control, CSU 2. Record 3. You heard right. That equipment really is mine. When I first got into electronic music at Clement Academy and during my early commercial work, it was always by my side. I thought my agent had thrown it away, but it turned out it became an anomaly and came back here. I'm truly ashamed. Actually, I'm an Esper. You could say that when I compose, I can hear the voices of instruments and equipment. Okay. I've been obsessed with video game music since I was little. When I started creating my own music, I'd always incorporate those elements. Even my stage name ties back to it. Oh, is this 8-bit? 8B? In my early works, those unique sounds were like my personal touch and signature, and they loved it too. We explored music creation together, discussing and perfecting the works we were proud of, which brought us to where we are today, but also where we stopped. After I was signed to a music company, I often had to perform at big music festivals and corporate events, or work on soundtracks for films and TV shows. Clients all disliked those sounds that seemed outdated and cheap and pushed back against my street vibes. At first, I was rebellious. I ignored the company's objections and stuck to my style, believing that great work would eventually be recognized. Then, at a major event, I presented our painstakingly crafted new piece and raised my hands during the climax. But there was no reaction from the audience. No one cared about our carefully crafted rhythms and melodies. No one stood up to cheer. No one swayed their bodies. And no one showed even the slightest bit of excitement in their eyes. The audience just gave polite applause, then whispered among themselves, occasionally letting out condescending snickers. That day, I couldn't finish the performance. I left the stage hastily and sealed that equipment away in my mansion's basement, along with everything from my past. Sorry for making you listen to all this self-serving talk. In the end, I actively betrayed who I was, and I betrayed them, all for better opportunities. There's no arguing with that. I'm glad they chose to return there, back to the place where we used to create our beloved works together. I can never go back. Also, I came to you with one more request. If it comes to the point where you have to deal with it, please record and preserve its music completely before you contain or nullify it. Its voice shouldn't be silenced. 8B, yeah. Record with optimism, emotion, objectivity. Let's go optimism, why not? I love Beat King. When responding to the Beat King's challenge, understanding the rhythm and music is crucial. Actions that are too fast or too slow can cause you to miss the beat, resulting in sound wave attacks. Additionally, this anomaly appears to have the ability to create original music, and has attracted attention and love from many citizens since its emergence. It's recommended that after containing this anomaly, we regularly record and upload its new compositions so it can continue to bring unique and pleasant sounds to Hetero. That's nice. That is nice. Then we have this lonely player. Which one is the longest one? This one's long. This one's kind of long. This one's long. One's okay. Ooh, this one is long. So I'm gonna keep this at the end. Now let's go with the Deep Blue Sorrow. Sea Prisoner, Class 4, Anomaly Type Bio. Anomaly Nexus, Harpoon embedded in the anomaly's body. Command action, unknown. Oh shit. A large bio-anomaly with a whale as its primary body, featuring multiple aberrant organs along its sides and abdomen, possibly formed from scar tissue mutations after trauma. Back displays an elongated metallic protrusion, confirmed to be the rear end of an antique harpoon, with the middle and front sections deeply embedded in the whale's torso. Expert analysis suggests this harpoon resembles components from ship-mounted heavy whaling cannons, though its size significantly exceeds all historically documented equipment of similar type. Oh shit, is this the like a hunted whales? Because like it's such a important topic nowadays, right? Like hunting whales and killing it for sport, basically. That's not all of them, but there are some for sport. I guess this is an anomaly of that. Maybe on cannons, Diana. Where would we? Though its size significantly exceeds all several documented. Yeah. The anomaly is theorized to have transformed from a whale that perished during historical whaling activities, while the harpoon within synchronously converted into a parasitic anomaly designated R1851-1 OB. Okay. It should be noted that unlike typical accompanying or subordinate relationships, the coexistence mode between the harpoon and whale more closely resembles parasitism. Okay, this thing possesses anomalous abilities capable of creating a narrow passage, connecting anomalous realms to actual ocean areas, and sings whale songs in the passage to influence selected vehicle drivers, luring them into the passage to go into the anomalous realm with it. Within the passage, this anomaly exhibits relatively calm behavior, with some investigators reporting they could sense it attempting to communicate with them. Wow. However, after entering the anomalous realm, R1851 sometimes suddenly displays intense repetitive behaviors, accompanied by piercing wails, and begins attacking objects within the anomalous realm, or the investigators themselves in an uncontrolled manner. Cause remains currently unknown. One hypothesis suggests that the anomalous realm inhabited by R1851 was not generated by it. The internal ship anchors, chains, seas of blood, and urban landscapes are more likely connected to R1851-1. R1851-1 may have transformed into an anomaly earlier than R1851, possessing strong tendencies toward control, imprisonment, and abuse behaviors, and created this anomalous realm to imprison and torture the whale it struck, but failed to kill. Oh shit, that's disgusting. Eventually, the whale transformed into an anomaly and began luring humans into the space through various means, seeking to end its prolonged suffering. This theory remains unverified and can never be verified. Let's go. Record 1. I heard on Bagel that if you drive through the undersea tunnel and suddenly hear whale calls out of nowhere, you might enter some kind of special anomalous realm. It was getting tons of discussion online. As an anomaly exploration blogger, I thought to myself, of course I can't pass up this opportunity for views. No, I didn't actually want to go there. I didn't even believe it at first. I just planned to drive through the undersea tunnel, shoot some footage, add whale sounds and post, put on a dramatic performance, and rake in some views. Who could have known? Honestly, if you hadn't come to interview me, I wouldn't even want to remember what happened that day. That day, I set up my cameras on the roof and the inside of my car like usual, drove through the undersea tunnel for a bit and started recording, and suddenly I heard whale calls. The sound was so strange and beautiful, it completely captured all my attention. When I snapped back to reality, I find myself surrounded by darkness. There was only a faint path visible ahead of me, and the whale calls in my ears were getting closer and closer. I totally panicked and could only speed up, driving forward. And this whale-like monster flew right over my head. That's what happens to. And this blinding light made it impossible to open my eyes. I was so terrified I hit the gas instead of the brake and crashed right in. Damn it, let me think about how to put this. I crashed into this nightmare of a place. There was rain falling from the sky, ice covering the ground, broken buildings. Oh shit, that was fast. Wait. After reaching a specific location, I felt the weak. Wait. Where were we? Anomaly, I began making it. Oh, was that the first one? Oh my god, my bad. Flew over my head, and this blinding light made it impossible to open my eyes. There we go, we found it. I was so terrified I hit the gas instead of the brake and crashed right in. Damn it, let me think about how to put this. I crashed into this nightmare of a place. There was rain falling from the sky, ice covering the ground, broken buildings floating in midair, and these massive ship anchors. Massive ship anchors taller than buildings stuck in a blood-red sea like tombstones. That whale was wailing in the Red Sea, and I could feel it watching me. I thought I was going to die and just passed out from hyperventilating. After that, I don't remember. When I woke up, I was back in the undersea tunnel. My cameras were damaged and didn't capture anything. But you have to believe me. It was absolutely real. My tires still had ice chunks on them afterward. That definitely wasn't just a nightmare. Hello, Odds Hunter. Former Bagel Rolls blogger, account inactive. Wow, the dude just burned out. First, let me clarify that I am not accepting this interview in any official capacity. Okay. Additionally, I hope your records will use precise terminology and avoid biased content that might mislead the public. Let me start with my conclusion. Personally, I believe this anomaly has enormous destructive potential and poses significant threats, but it is not the type to actively hunt humans. If you accidentally enter the anomalous realm, you can safely exit by quickly getting out of your vehicle. I refuse to answer that question. Most anomaly hunters are not at the level required to contain it. Do not attempt to challenge recklessly. I was driving normally through the undersea tunnel when I heard whale sounds. I immediately recalled records about this anomaly and began maintaining vigilance. After reaching a specific location, I felt the vehicle jolt. Visibility dropped sharply, and the whale calls became much closer. Okay. I determined that I had entered the anomalous realm, and it appeared, but showed no hostility. Instead, it swept over my head and opened a glowing passage ahead, as if guiding me forward. I didn't slow down, instead driving into that frozen wasteland, following it to reach the center of the anomalous realm. If you insist on asking, there was some combat, I suppose. As I was about to reach the depths of the anomalous realm, the whale began making different sounds. I could sense that it's becoming uncontrolled, agitated, emitting very harsh calls. Then it began attacking me. Its calls, I believe that poses no harm. At least it didn't interfere with my reactions and judgment. No, strictly speaking, it did have some effect on my condition, but it wasn't direct interference. Rather, it induced some distracting feelings of sorrow. It was calling to me for help. Skia. And the actual good person that you can it was the best person to interact with the whale. Thank goodness it's Skia. Record 3. The whale's vocal organs. The fins and tail of bony fish, the arms of jellyfish. That isn't a creature from this world. Its many life symbols stacked together, a warning from all the living beings of this ocean. As for those chains appearing out of nowhere, the abnormally sized ship's anchors, and that blood-red sea, I can't find a scientific explanation. Well, that's a pretty common in hetero. Anyway, even if just for the safety of the undersea tunnel, this is definitely a subject worth studying. Those idiots in the meeting have absolutely no standards, jumping to conclusions just from hearing one-sided accounts from a few scared anomaly hunters. If they'd seen it with their own eyes, they would never say something as stupid as a beast thirsting for revenge. Its rhythmic whale songs are clearly signs of friendliness. If they can't understand that, it's their problem. But what's with those frenzied attack behaviors? This is my area of expertise. I'll figure it out. I tried strapping two large speakers to my car roof and playing whale calls while heading to the anomalous rail passage. I'm a genius! It responded clearly in a friendly manner, showing curiosity. If I'm reading it right, this friendship plan was a success. Okay, next day, I guess. It's always the same. After being in the anomalous realm for a while, the seawater starts turning red. Anchors and chains fall from the sky. And then you start attacking everything around you out of control. But why? Are you venting your anger? Is this a manifestation of your nightmares? If that's the case, why do you look so pained? How can I help? Damn it, I finally figured it out. There's a damn harpoon stuck in your back. Something's very wrong with it. That's definitely not an ordinary object, at least not anymore. I strongly suspect that's also an anomaly. Maybe that's the cause of all this. I'll find a way to fix it. I made up my mind. This will be the most dangerous thing I've ever done in my life. I'm going to meet you either as a hero or a fool, blasting whale song symphonies through my speakers. Then I climb onto your body and pull out that eyesore of a harpoon, or dig it out, or nullify it, and finally turn the seawater here blue again. Whatever it takes, there's got to be a way. Here's to your freedom, and here's to my success. Anonymous Scholar's Old Diary. Record with empathy. Bioanomaly transformed from a whale that suffered attacks by a whaling vessel with a harpoon pierced through its back, flesh and metal fused as one. This anomaly has long been trapped within an anomalous realm composed of glaciers and seas of blood. The mournful whale songs has ceased, but has the tragedy truly ended? Will there be another ghost buried beneath the waves? Humanity has no answer to give. Bruh. Too real. Some of these are just too real. Ah, man, oh man. Okay, next one. Let's go see a movie. Swallowtail. Class 4, Anomaly Type Bio. Anomaly Nexus. Enter the movie and nullified through attack. Enter the movie and defeated. Basic info. Swallowtail was first sighted near a school. It takes the form of a giant butterfly with vivid coloring. Its body is composed of numerous paper scraps resembling movie ticket stubs, making it only capable of low-altitude flights. However, Swallowtail seems to constantly attempt flying higher in weight. There are many theories regarding Swallowtail's origin. The most widely circulated source is an urban legend about a girl named Butterfly who collected countless movie ticket stubs, lost herself in the fantasy of the film, and eventually vanished without a trace. This legend is incomplete, but one thing is certain: the birth of Swallowtail stems from her actions. Swallowtail exhibits extreme aggression towards humans. Multiple witnesses claim to have seen Swallowtail kill passersby. Okay. However, no casualties have ever occurred at sighting locations, suggesting that Swallowtail possesses the ability to create illusions. In fact, Swallowtail only inflicts actual harm on those who attack it. Several anomaly hunters who attempt nullification have been attacked, with some sustaining life-threatening injuries. Okay. Record 1 for Swallowtail. Are you ready? Recording. I saw Swallowtail on my way to the cinema, a large butterfly of vibrant colors, wanting to soar high but weighed down by the paper scraps on its body, left dreaming of escaping the world. It had no idea that even if it really flew up into the sky, it would still be tied down to this world. There is no escape. No one can escape. 3 seconds of silence. She was terrified of fire. She was afraid those ticket stubs would burn. She loved watching movies. She felt that compared to real life, movies were more worthwhile. Everything dormant would be stirred awake. Everything unresolved would be promised an ending. Unlike real life, which is always a chaotic mess. In life, she was a fly bumping around aimlessly. Outside of life, she could be a butterfly, one that was uniquely magnificent and beautiful. She never watched theater because she felt the wall between the stage and the audience was too flimsy. She couldn't convince herself to believe in it, so it was only ever movies. Another voice, excuse me, you don't seem to be talking about Swallowtail. Who are you talking about? It's always been Swallowtail. I haven't been talking about anyone else. Another voice, but it sounds like you knew it. Hearty laughter. Yes, I knew her. Recording ends. Sora, Clement Academy student, self-proclaimed. Okay. Record 2. This anomaly was quite beautiful. The backyard was a bit empty, so I thought I'd bring it back to Avon. I tried to contain it using some old equipment I brought from the bureau, but the moment it was contained, it turned into a thin sheet of paper. Not pretty at all. I shrugged, then decided to let it out and set it free. This butterfly, it isn't as dangerous as they say. Small animals use camouflage to blend into their environment and protect themselves, but it couldn't care less about that. It painted itself in vivid colors. For the sake of that beauty, it has to face even more danger. Acting aggressive is just another way it protects itself. Don't we already know this? It won't attack first. It's gentle. Nullification? With the way it presents itself, nullification is only a matter of time. After all, the objective danger it poses can't be denied. This was also its own choice. It's just a shame about those beautiful wings. Oh, it's Hotori. Okay, ma'am. I mean, yeah, she... who else can want this to be stay at backyard of Avon? The others couldn't dare, I guess. Another sad story. Surprising? Hell no. Record 3. After all these years, people are still asking about that urban legend. Yes, Butterfly was my classmate. She was quiet, got good grades, and had a happy family. A well-behaved kid from an ordinary household. If there were a template for an average life, her first dozen years would have been exactly that. One day she started skipping class. At first, no one thought she would ever skip. Everyone assumed she was sick and just forgot to call in. The teacher thought so too, until they finally reached her parents on the third day and found out she wasn't sick at all. They went to the cinema in New Herland and dragged her back. 2 days later, she skipped again, so her parents took her home and made her reflect on her actions. Everyone thought she'd come back eventually. They kept setting aside test papers for her until her drawer, her desk, and her chair were all piled high. Only then did it dawn on everyone that she probably wasn't coming back. Of course, there were dark assumptions, but without any news or evidence, we couldn't be sure what actually happened. The teacher says she was skipping class to watch movies. Her backpack was stuffed with ticket stubs. The first time I saw Swallowtail, its skeletal frame rustling in the wind, it reminded me of when the teacher picked up Little Butterfly's backpack, and the ticket stubs rustling out just the same. On graduation day, I wanted to sort through Little Butterfly's things. Her books, test papers, and ticket stubs. At least keep them safe for her. But when I got there, everything was gone. I checked the security footage. Someone I didn't recognize had taken it all to sell as scrap. Excuse me? Probably didn't get... Wow. Wait. Someone I didn't recognize had taken it all to sell as scrap. Probably didn't get more than a few funds. Not even enough for half a movie ticket. Sorry, I got off track. Anything else you want to ask? Sky? Let me think. There was no one by that name in our class. No one with that character in their name either. Yeah, I'm sure. Anki. Clement Academy graduate. Guy. Sora. Man, so what happened? So how did this went? Ugh, I don't know if I like this or hate this. They're not answering any questions. They're just giving you more questions. Who is Swallowtail? How did it create it? Okay, butterfly. Then what happened to butterfly? Why did it turn out to be this way? Is it because she stopped going there, or is it because she went there and she didn't want to leave and then turn into this thing? What happened? Oh, I don't know if that's possible, but could it be that anomaly as a whole, not just these anomalies, anomaly as a thing, whatever that power comes from. Could anomaly be like a satisfactory thing where anomaly sees someone as a sad person and then they help that person? Because when I first read okay, I'll answer to that one, but first let me go back to this first one I read. Old school days. When I first read this, there's this dude talking about this. Who's this? Was it this? Yeah. Excerpt from the evening radio show. He's talking to the evening radio show and basically says that the red door was his school. It was the library on his school, and he says my school back in the day disappeared out of nowhere. And then we were all happy that it disappeared because, oh, yay, no more school. And then I miss it. I miss it right now. And then one day I saw this place. And then it made me happy, nostalgic, whatever. And then I said that when I first read that one, and I said that could that be like a wish granter thing? The red door. Then, but when I read all this, all of them turns into a sad story. There's sadness behind all of these. Could this be like, could the anomaly itself be something like getting created by the sadnesses because the anomaly wants those people to be happy? Or maybe got revenge. Maybe that's why it's so angry. Most likely. It might be like a revenge kind of thing, is like, I couldn't get what I want from this life, and then my feelings turn into an anomaly. Or anomaly just felt that something like this was happening, and now gave me a second choice. It's like, hey, I know that your life is gone, but there are some of them, like, again, like the red door. That dude didn't know that he was gonna be sad about losing his school in the future. He was gonna be missing his library, specifically, on this school. But this school disappeared out of nowhere, literally in a night. No? Let me read this again. I just want to get going. Yeah, not the library. The library in my old school building. When was the last time I probably read a book in a library? Boxes of memories seem to spring open in my mind. School days, manga magazines, and the school library movie specials, the latest Anomaly's guide. Back then I was reluctant to go to school, often skipping classes. I didn't like to spend whole days mushrooming in the library. Daydreaming based on the adventures in books, fantasizing about experiencing such wonderful Anomaly stories myself. And indeed, an adventure did happen to me. School building mysteriously disappeared on the first day of a new semester. Teachers stared at each other in bewilderment at the large pit where the building used to be, forced to postpone the start of school. The gloomy-faced students instantly brightened up and scattered. No, school was amazing. It must have been fate. But back then, we were just secretly happy about no classes, no homework, no exams. We never thought about what our student life really meant. And now that school building I thought I'd never see again was right before my eyes. So, this dude, like he says, he didn't know that he was gonna be sad in the future. Maybe Anomaly can see it and know that. Maybe Anomaly is like, I know what's gonna happen in the future because I have no time and space limitation, basically. I can see what can happen in the future and know how we're gonna feel about it. Maybe. Maybe it could be about that. Rhythm Master, we read this. Let's go see a movie is the one we read now. Regret, skepticism, rigor. I am emotional today. Let's go with regret. Swallowtail is a vividly colored giant butterfly classified as a bioanomaly. Its body is composed of numerous paper scraps resembling movie ticket stubs, making it rather cumbersome. This anomaly exhibits strong aggression. The girl from the urban legend, along with this massive yet beautiful swallowtail, both vanished just like that. Perhaps neither of them ever belonged here, but in a world of fiction instead. Someday, the story of the girl and the butterfly might just find its way onto the silver screen. I don't know. I just don't know. We read these. There's 3 left. This one is long. One's not that long. I'll go read this. Then I'm gonna read Lonely Player. And I'm gonna read this one last. This one is a special one because not only this is long as fuck, this one has 5 of it. Which is interesting. The Book of Post-Adolescent. And if I remember this correctly, and this is a class 3 also, and if I remember this correctly, this is the one that I nullified. And Hotori came in to help as like a cinematic happened, and Hotori came in to help. I think. I think that was the one. I don't remember that exactly, but I think that was one. It's either this one or this one. This could be this one also. Call of the Lost, Nestbound Bird. You know what? Give me a second. Let me look at YouTube. Maybe I can find it. Um... Um... Let me see. These masks. I think this one was this. Nestbound Bird. I don't know. How about this one? Let me see. Anomaly Hunt, the Book of Post-Adolescence. This one was a cool one too. Fight it. Smack it. I don't know. Which one was it, man? I can't find either of them. I'm watching it. Hmm. Can't find it. And I'm pissed about it, to be fair. Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Never mind. I can't find it. I don't know which one it is, but I guess you guys will remember. Either this one or this one had Hotori coming in and helping as like a story thing. It wasn't like it was a straight up cinematic entrance. It was like she came in, delivered the. I kind of remember that this one was the one that Hotori helped because I kind of remember her getting the egg. I don't know if I am just confused and remembering something else, but I remember her helping us, killing the thing, and then getting the egg and leave. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that was the thing. Can I look at it in here? Couldn't find anything on YouTube. Mostly it's about how to kill, and no cinematic plays out. Let me see. Black Tomb. Okay, that's bomber. Oh yeah, there it is. I found it. So it was the Nestbound one, Call of the Lost. Okay. It was the one that Hotori helped us. Okay. At least I found it. Thank God. I finally found it. There we go. Okay. So we can continue reading. I know I just mumbled about that so much. But yeah, we can move on. The next one is Lonely Player, Wandering Puppets. Class 1 Anomaly type object, Anomaly Nexus. After the game ends, watch the Wandering Puppets performance. Commanded action, participate in the game initiated by the Wandering Puppets. Basic info. Regarding the strange behaviors exhibited by the Wandering Puppets, all witnesses describe a sense of being deliberately guided to participate in games. This may suggest they possess a need for companionship. When participants actively propose performance invitations to the dolls, all abnormal activities immediately cease and transform into courteous interactions. The musical doll the musical doll will voluntarily give up the piano bench and turn pages for the participant during their performance. Beneath the baking doll's cup lies delicious sweets carefully prepared for the participant. The running doll prefers to jog shoulder to shoulder with participants rather than compete for speed, which he can't smack you though, because it's so fast. Running doll prefers to jog shoulder to shoulder with participants rather than compete for speed, aimlessly circling the playground together while enjoying the evening breeze. Oh, is running jog the one outside in the running pitch, or was it the one inside? It was just like running through the corridor and it was smacking you down. I don't know which one they're talking about. Once the doll sends kind responses from participants, their loneliness dissipates. They'll then return to the art room of their own, remaining inactive for the following week. It is recommended to maintain monthly social gatherings, as this is currently the most effective containment measure. They never wanted to win the games, they just wanted friends. Oh boy, here we go, another one. Record 1. Strange incidents have been popping up all over school lately, leaving everyone on edge. Okay, as a member of the Mystery Club, I have uncovered the patterns behind these events and compiled them into my notes. 6 unreliable theories about campus supernatural phenomena. Limited budget means no printing. Please share this manually. Warning, do not circulate these observation notes within the Dean's line of sight. Okay. Forever 105. This has to be the Dean's handiwork. A remedial self-discipline classroom specifically designed to punish students who love copying homework. Those being punished must rewrite the same problem over and over until they produce an original answer. To escape room 105, you'll have to use your brain. Literally. Mysterious thumping in late night hallways. I don't remember Forever 105. Mysterious thumping in late night hallways. Don't worry, it's the PE teacher's secret training. Those invisible impacts are meant to train students' reflexes. If you can stay standing after being hit by something invisible, you'll master the basics of dodgeball. Okay. Top guessing game in the baking classroom. Just girls doing Just girls doing love divination. Among 3 upside down shaking cups, guess which one has your crush's name written on the bottom. From what I know, you'll never guess right. The person guessing will always deny it. Well, that's what youth is all about. Right or wrong doesn't matter. What's important is the guesser's reaction. Often their eyes are still looking away while their breathing has already betrayed them like a drum. The cups gently tap, questioning heartbeats, and a girl's blush speaks louder than words. In the music room, there seems to be a piano that allows entertaining itself. When no one's playing, it performs solo concerts at midnight. Its specialty is mathematical dance in G major. It is so intricate and complex that listening to it really feels like attending a math class. When it gets tired, it even plays lullabies in the lower register to put itself to sleep. What a selfish piano that only cares about its own fun and not others' well-being. Worth learning from for students with fragile hearts. On the playground, there's a teleporting cheater doll. This is some track team seniors' obsession. They were always getting overtaken during races and even frantically practiced techniques to avoiding false starts. Over time, their strong desire to win gave birth to this doll. Now, whenever the referee looks down, it instantly vanishes, having perfected its craft. There are also 2 mysterious magician dolls, one specialized in invisibility and escape, the other in making people float then teleport. There must be an epic story behind this. For instance, they're cursed symbiotes who were once a pair of close human brothers. The illegitimate older brother was always the invisible one in the family. One specializes in invisibility and escape. Is this the one on the garden? The other making people float then teleport. And maybe this is a volleyball court. The illegitimate older brother who was always the invisible one in the family. His presence erased, forbidden. His presence erased, forbidden from appearing in public view for life. The younger brother was an heir, yearning for freedom, but the curse made it impossible for him to escape control. This bred a strong desire to flee, freezing people at a safe distance, refusing anyone's approach. Two magician dolls can only break the curse by touching each other, but their abilities are designed so that they can never get close to one another. This is fate's mockery, playful yet full of malice. Conclusion. Anyway, while these weird phenomena aren't deadly, they'll trap you in endless trouble. With finals approaching, getting caught up in this and missing exams would be disaster. Everyone please be careful. After all, you wouldn't want to be locked in the looping room 105 for remedial study, would you? Justice, Clement Academy Occult Club. Okay. I still don't remember the room 105 was. Was this the one that you have to find the puppets? Small ones and stuff? Maybe? Record 2. I never imagined that a sketch mannequin abandoned in the art room would become my partner. Its name is Click Clack. It's a broken model. Its left leg joint is loose and its right index finger is missing a piece. Anyway, last Friday night when I was alone in the classroom practicing sketches, it started moving before my eyes. I quickly covered my artwork and apologized to Click Clack. It looked so much better than what I had drawn. Click Clack was grateful to me, pointing at the drawing with its broken finger. That's when I realized that despite my clumsy drawing skills, I had used my imagination to complete Click Clack's palm. Sketching pursues realism, and everyone would focus on depicting Click Clack's flaws, but I had accidentally smoothed over its scars. What happened next felt like a dream. Even when I roughly sketched an outline, Click Clack would pose exactly the same way the next day. My classmates all envied my hyper-realistic drawing skills, but only I knew that the mannequin in the corner was subtly adjusting its shoulder angle, making it match the height in my drawing. You're natural, those eyes are like a camera. The art teacher's excited voice echoed through the hallway. Under her praise, the principal approached me and asked me to paint portraits of all the school teachers to update the faculty wall. After forcing myself to finish the paintings, my heart felt like stagnant water. I realized I was nothing without Click Clack. This thought drove me to pick the art room lock at dawn. Why? The mannequin stood quietly in the moonlight, and I tremblingly touched his palm, begging Click Clack to help me one more time. It had no expression, but somehow you could sense it was deep in the thought on that blank face. Then its neck stiffly nodded with a click-clank sound. But it seemed to misunderstand what I meant. I wanted the mannequin to help me cheat, sneak into each teacher's house under cover of night, punch the math teacher's face crooked to make it look just how I'd drawn it asymmetrically, cut the principal's hair into a receding hairline since I've forgotten to draw it, tattoo the PE teacher with the aura puncher tattoo I accidentally added. How the hell did you do that? Okay. In short, if I could make the real world match my paintings, I'd be a genius forever. At Click Clack, it turned room 105 into an infinitely extended white cage, then kept changing poses in front of the easel, telling me I could only leave by drawing correctly. At first I thought it was joking, but I discovered that no matter how I turned the door handle, room 105 was always behind me. I realized it was serious. Drawing paper soon reached my ankles. Every time I was about to finish, that damn joint would Click Clack again, cheating by changing its pose. This would be futile. I'd never be able to draw Click Clack exactly the same. Until one dawn, I collapsed and knocked over the easel. Click Clack suddenly froze, pointing with its broken finger at the drawings scattered on the floor. On those papers I had considered failed drafts. From the initial stiff lines to the final works that almost seemed to leap off the page. Techniques and talent I never had before had already been remembered by my brush, through this period of grueling practice. Huh? Moonlight streamed through the mannequin's loose joints, casting star-like spots on the floor. I finally understood that this art room had never been locked, but rather it was through my struggle with myself that I truly found the strength to push open the door. Clement Academy Art Club, Alaket Chi. That was a weird one. But it can turn into hostile. Is that what it's trying to say? That it's so helpful that you get good stuff. It's friendly. But if you want to cheat, maybe it actually understands you to cheat. And then actually turns into hostile and entraps you until you make it right. Basically, that's what happened, basically. Record 3. First bell rings. When I rushed into, she said that Puppet misunderstood. So I don't know. Maybe it actually did. I don't believe so. Record 3. First bell rings. When I rushed into the school building this morning with bread in my mouth, I absolutely never imagined I'd be performing slapstick comedy in the hallway. I face planted on the flat ground, and when I grimaced and crawled back up, the bread in my mouth had already been smashed into a desperate mask of pain when I used my face to soften my fall. Fifth bell rings. I'm out of time. When I rushed to the second floor corner, something even weirder happened. My backpack strap was suddenly yanked by some mysterious force, making me feel like a puppet pinned in place. An invisible force was blocking my progress. Though when I turned around, all I could see was the fire extinguisher door swaying slightly. The classroom was clearly right in front of me, yet I felt like I couldn't move an inch, like that powerless feeling when you're running in a dream, where a 1 meter distance stretches into an endless abyss of helplessness. 8 bell rings. Haha, I'm already about to be late anyway. Might as well take my time. The hall monitor at the end of the corridor is already writing down my name. He adjusted his glasses and asked why I wouldn't enter the classroom, why I was standing in the middle of the hallway confronting him. Dude, it's not that I don't want to walk. I feel like there's a massive weight on my feet. It's not super glue stuck to them. It's not a leg cramp either. I swear there's some invisible guy pulling on me. The hall monitor adjusted his glasses again, saying he'd heard this kind of excuse plenty of times, and he stopped believing me from the first word I said. 9th bell rings. The hall monitor walked towards me. 10th bell rings. The hall monitor rolls towards me. 12th bell rings. Someone save me and the hall monitor. We've been bounced around the hallway like 2 rubber balls by some invisible force. 13th bell rings. Thankfully, I finally made it into the classroom. Though not through the front door, I crashed through the wall. Hey, hall monitor. Don't worry about whatever anything's broken. Your right hand still works, right? Cross my name off that list. I got in before the 13th bell. But it doesn't count as being late, right? Nana. And this is class 1, by the way. This is class 1 Anomaly. No shot this is class 1. No shot. Recorded warning, empathy, objectivity. No shot, bro, this is warning. They're truly afraid of being alone. Clumsily designing games, carefully adjusting the difficulty, all just to make participants stay a little longer. They desperately hope that those who leave might return due to various coincidences, whether it's forgotten keys, sudden downpours, or simply thinking the game wasn't half bad. Want to play another round? When they see returning participants, their wooden bodies start trembling with excitement like beating drums. Having lost someone once, they don't want to let anyone leave so easily again. Be extremely careful. This won't be as easy as to escape. Cool. Cool. Next up, Nightmare Bound. With this, and we have one last one after this one. One more. With this, 2 more. Let's go. Nameless hospital. Class question mark. Anomaly type object. Anomaly nexus unknown. Commanded action. Use the client's hypnosis to enter the hospital within a nightmare and conduct an investigation. Basic info. For previous investigation personnel only. Do not distribute. Following review by someone, this anomaly's classification has been elevated to Class W. It still says I'm saying it. Following review by who? Me? Maybe. I don't know. Following review by someone, this anomaly's classification has been elevated to Class W. Class 5. This commission entry has been sealed, and related materials and editing permissions have been transferred to Yigash Court. Final interpretation rights for this entry belongs to the Yigash Court. Citation of any info from this entry is prohibited without written authorization. This anomaly is an abandoned large-scale medical facility known as Cold Mount Hospital, presumed to exist in somewhere. Whatever that is. The main structure is a 4-story reinforced concrete building with unknown floor area. Okay. Time and space conditions within the facility are unstable, with potential chaotic overlaps. Various search type anomalies are distributed through the floors, including U6009. U60091. Some verified to possess aggressive or something threat capabilities. Additionally, the clients suffer from dissociative amnesia and other psychiatric conditions of unknown origin, currently undergoing long-term treatment at Hetero Municipal Hospital. There is only one method for investigators to enter Cold Mount Hospital. They must be affected by the client's as per ability to gain access, and this process is suspected to pose mental safety risk. Among the identified investigation personnel, approximately 60% report experiencing after effects including auditory hallucinations, visual hallucinations, heart palpitations, nightmares, and other symptoms. Some individuals experienced organic damage, and a very few something. Maybe this bodiless become bodiless? Oh, that would be scary, to be fair. Regarding the abandonment of Cold Mount Hospital, multiple investigators claim to have collected important documents within the facility, but neither original nor transcribed copies could be removed from that space in any form. Oh, the ones that we collect when we are in. Yeah. Investigators can only relay contents based on vague memories. Multiple investigators mentioned that an anomaly incident occurred before the facility's abandonment, which may have important connections to the hospital's abandonment and the appearance of U60091. Or, I guess. But event details remain unclear. After comprehensive verification, no medical facility named Cold Mount Hospital or with a similar architectural layout has been found. Nor are there any anomaly incident records matching bodiless, I guess, characteristics. All phenomena, entities, and documented files from this anomaly facility show no historical or logical connections to the real world. After comprehensive verification, no medical facility named Cold Mount Hospital or with a similar architectural layout has been found, nor are there any anomaly incident records matching, probably, like I said, bodiless. Or maybe it's the the looping sound, or maybe even like a change of consciousness with an N when we had. I don't know. Okay, but it says that this hospital presumed to exist in this place, whatever that is. But I guess when they look at the files, something like this never existed. Maybe it's been deleted from the files. You never know. Because what was the family's name? The nurse said it. Some something of a family. She said the name of the family, but maybe that family is so rich they can close it out, or maybe they're so powerful, not maybe rich, but maybe they can just close it out. You know, they can like cover it all out, like it never happened. If you experience any phantom limb pain, skin burning sensations, or psychological dependence on bandages, please remain calm, cease all physical contact activities with others, and immediately contact the Bureau of Anomaly Control or Anomaly Hunter Guild. Qualified personnel will provide diagnostics and consultation services. Let's go. Record 1. That guy's either a lunatic or a con artist. Just my luck running into him. You haven't seen what the client looks like, have you? Some decrepit old man in a hospital gown, muttering at the walls. Was it an old man? I guess. I didn't realize he was an old man. Creepy as hell. I followed the directions to the hospital and met him in this empty stairwell. I thought I'd gone to the wrong place. Something fell off. So I was planning to quietly slip away. But then he suddenly started talking. How was I supposed to make out what he was saying? He was facing some empty spot and didn't even turn around. I hate it when people won't look at me while they're talking. Anyway, it was just a bunch of rambling nonsense, all mystical and weird. Something about hypnosis, nightmares. Wait, what? Except this is hypnosis. I don't know. I don't read the commission details carefully. I was just passing by the hospital and figured I'd check it out. If it was simple work, I'd make some quick cash on the side. Once I saw the client was some crazy old geezer, I gave up on the idea. Yeah, I ignored him. Of course I didn't accept. Good thing I left when I did. If I'd known he was into hypnosis, I wouldn't have touched that commission with a 10-foot pole. What do you mean no wonder nothing happened? Are you investigating anomaly hunters who took this commission? What about the others? The people who accepted the hypnosis? What happened to them? Interview end. Anonymous Anomaly Hunter. Record 2. Meeting minutes 60093. Okay, yes, the process is nearly complete. If there's nothing else, we'll arrange transport to take you back. Today's conversation is to remain confidential. Yes, I can answer your question within limited parameters. Yes, but there are certain discrepancies with your memory. No, but I cannot disclose specific details. No, you do not have clearance to access blah blah internal profiles. Yes, such anomalies exist, but in actual practice we generally refer to them as anomaly disorders. Yes, symptoms may disappear with the transfer or nullification of the anomaly, but long-term effects may also persist. Yes, but the specific methods are classified. No. Absolutely not. Blah blah is responsible to all citizens. Please watch your language. Your previous statement constitutes an extremely serious accusation. Given your special circumstances, this serves as your first warning. Second warning. Let me interrupt. Do you have any relatives or contacts affiliated with or formerly employed by blah blah departments? Answer truthfully. This blah blah you just mentioned, where did you learn of it? Answer truthfully. I don't care how many nightmares you had. Answer me directly. How exactly did you come into contact with it? No. That's impossible. We're changing meeting rooms. Record interrupted. And we don't know the name of it. Yes, the process is complete. There's nothing else. We'll arrange transport to take you back. So this conversation is remain confidential. Is this like a meeting? Is this like a recording? It says. But in this one, it feels like it's like a phone call. Yes, I can answer your questions within limited parameters. Yes, but there are certain discrepancies with your memory. Cannot disclose specific details. You cannot access to something, whatever that says. No, absolutely not. This is responsible to all citizens. Whoever this is, or that is, Responsible to all citizens. Please watch your language. Could it be the family of the hospital that they own? Maybe. Your previous statement constitutes an extremely serious accusation. Given your special circumstances, whoever this is has special circumstances too. This serves as your first warning. Second warning. Let me interrupt. Do you have any relatives or contacts affiliated with or formerly employed by blah blah departments? Which is probably the hospital and the family? Answer truthfully. This thing you just mentioned, where did you learn of it? Answer truthfully. I don't care how many nightmares you had. Answer me directly. How exactly did you come into contact with it? No, that's impossible. So, whoever this person is, it didn't have a contact with this nightmare from the dude, but somewhere else. I don't care how many nightmares you had. Answer me directly. How exactly did you come into contact with it? Interesting. And they blurred the name also. Another record. Another, not just the record, but probably the same dude getting the data. Yeah, I seen him. He was in a corner of the hospital. Anomaly commission? I don't know about that. I was in the hospital catching Tamachi when I suddenly picked up this weird signal. Some parts were completely static gaps, and others were full of chattering noise. I followed the direction and ran into him, and he noticed me too. There was no hostility in the signal, just more noise. Kinda like the snow on old TV screens. Yeah, he told me about nightmares and the abandoned hospital. I was really interested, so I agreed to his request. Go find all the truths. It was a really amazing process. I just closed my eyes, waited for everything around me to quiet down, and when I opened them, I was already standing in the lobby of that abandoned hospital. Oh, are you interested in what's inside too? Where do I even start? There are lots of rooms inside, visible ones and invisible ones, and some oddities made of bandages. They were always looking for me and constantly emitting signals full of malice. I felt like they were part of that hospital, including all that malice. Yeah, they were. There were some documents, but I didn't pay much attention. I just grabbed them as I went, followed my instincts, played hide and seek with the oddities along the way. It's the records room on the second floor. You can get the truth he needs there. Then leave safely. Third and fourth floors? I couldn't find a way up, but I could sense some really strange signals. I'm not sure what they were. There's definitely more than one. The specific details and routes. I could tell you, but are you sure you want to hear? Won't you feel spoiled? Oh, I thought you were asking me all this because you wanted to go there yourself. This is not the same as the other one, right? Okay. And played hide and seek with the oddities along the way, so okay. I couldn't find a way out, but I could sense some really strange signals. Not sure what they were. What is the signals he's talking about? Like a phone signal. He said it in here too. Picked up this weird signal. Whatever this is, we'll see. Not sure what they were. Yeah, there's definitely more than one. The specific details and routes, okay, yeah. Is it scary? Oh, we were here, yeah. Is it scary? I thought it was alright, but I actually kinda liked the atmosphere. Maybe because I've seen similar stuff in horror movies, or maybe because I can sense their signals? Whenever they get close, I'm mentally prepared. To think of it, that's kinda shame. Oh right, if you really wanna go, here's something only veterans know. And it's my secret to clearing it. They really can't open cabinets. Oh, so that's why you can hide there, and nothing happens. Note, the archivists have confirmed that Tamachi is a concept from the interviewee's virtual pet game and is not an anomaly or a person's name. I got it. Linko. This one is creepy. And actually gives us more clue about probably and most likely this. Oh shit, you know what is gonna be so. I was gonna say fucked up, but it's not fucked up. I think it's a mesmerizing one. It's pretty impressive if that'll happen. Is that what if this family, I forgot the family's name, that the nurse said, they were rich enough, they found this directors, and then those directors find a way to have an experiment about this bodiless stuff. And in order to not get caught, they did this inside of an anomaly world. They had this hospital was actually inside of the anomaly world, and they used it inside of the anomaly world. That's why it was top secret. That's why they didn't get caught of it or not, whatever. You know, because when you think about it, they were so safe that they didn't even use their real names. They just used probably the first word of their names. Maybe it could be it. They could be like what do you call it? You name it again. Like it's like a anomaly, using the anomaly world and planting a hospital there. But this one is creepy, man. I hate these when these things happen. Following a review by someone. Maybe this someone is the second one. Maybe. Record with a strategic approach. Record with doubt. Record with scrutiny. Scrutiny. What does that mean? Careful detailing, critical examination, inspection, or close watch of something. Let's go with scrutiny. A location anomaly known as Coleman Hospital, location unknown, requires the client's aspirability to enter. Within the hospital exist humanoid surge anomalies composed of bandages, some exhibiting avoidance behavior toward light or sound. Clues must be collected from throughout the hospital and submitted to the records room to complete the commission. At least one clue combination that elicits a response has been verified, and it provided the truth through a projected video sequence, allowing successful escape. Cannot confirm whether the truth is unique. Further investigation required, which we know now it's actually unique. Midas Arc Workshop for Arcs. Okay, I don't know what that is. Interesting. I am curious, man. I'm so curious. I cannot wait for them to open up more about anomalies, and specifically these ones as well. Hopefully soon. Probably not soon, to be fair. You know, maybe 2.x, 3.x, maybe even later than that. Maybe some of them will be 2.x and the other ones will be 3, 4, and onwards. Well, I don't know. And at the same time, we have to learn what anomaly is at the same time, too. We don't have that much about knowledge about the anomaly itself. Not these things only. What is anomaly? You know, where does it come from? So, we'll see. Class 3, Anomaly Type Bio. Anomaly Nexus. Attack to shake the follower's fate in the Black Tomb. Defeat and nullify. Okay. This is our last one, which is the longest one, and I don't know why, so I kept this in the end. This one is long and has 5 records. Without the one that we're gonna put 2, which is gonna be 6. Only one that has 5 records. The others all have 3. So this is a unique one, and I don't know why, but we'll see. Let's read it. And it's actually at the end too. Like when you look at it, this one goes like this. And then this is the end. So Let's see. Let's see what is it talking about. Class 3 Anomaly type Bio. Attack to shake the follower's fate in the Black Tomb. Defeat and nullify. Basic info. Before being awakened, the Black Tomb was an object anomaly resembling a massive book. Its most distinctive feature is the large purple eyeball embedded in its cover, constantly rolling side to side, wary of anyone approaching. Once the Black Tomb is opened, the reader will be forcibly directed into the anomalous realm it connects to, known as the Library, and forced to battle its true form. Which is roughly humanoid, with a head resembling an open book, and multiple arm-like appendages coiled around its body. In battle, it summons books inscribed with the beliefs of its followers, from which it fires chains woven from text and flames, or beams of condensed fate energy to devastate its opponents. In addition to these magical attacks, the Black Tomb also possesses a powerful array of physical attacks. Capable of manipulating its legs, long tail, or swinging its chains to strike enemies at close range. The Black Tomb draws its power from two main sources. First, by devouring low-threat anomalies or nullifying them. Oh. Draws its power from two main sources. First, by devouring low-threat anomalies and nullifying them. Second, by controlling low-level anomalies to act in a way that inspires belief in the tomb's power, which further amplifies its strength. As the tomb's power grows, its Wertheimer index fluctuates with more intensity. It remains unknown what limit the Black Tomb's power could reach if left unchecked. Holy shit. Getting other anomalies to get more powerful. Nullifying the other anomalies. It must be noted that although the Black Tomb absorbs fate from its followers, this process itself is not immediately harmful. Still, its followers may engage in irrational behaviors out of their fate, potentially harming themselves or others. Once the Black Tomb is nullified, its followers are freed from their blind fate without lasting effects. However, those who have held the Black Tomb for extended periods of time or remain too close may suffer from anomaly encroachment. Class 3, by the way. Class 3. Okay, Black Tomb, our last anomaly. For now, at least. Record 1. Background noise. Who are you? What do you want? I don't do interviews. Another voice. We're not from the media. With all that equipment. Oh, is this about what happened before? Prolonged silence. Come in then. Don't just stand at the doorway. Another voice. Thanks for letting us in. What do you want to know? Other voice. Just tell us what happened. It was nothing special. On my way home from work, I was attacked by a vending machine that suddenly came to life. That happens. I was scared out of my wits when the president of the society appeared out of nowhere and effortlessly turned the vending machine into a Puka Sweet Dreams marshmallow. I thought he was just a kind expert passing by. When I thanked him, he told me it wasn't an expert ability, it was magic. Espers can only nullify anomalies, but magic can do so much more. And he was just an ordinary person like me. As long as you study magic seriously, even ordinary people can do seemingly impossible things. Okay. Another voice, so you believed him? I was skeptical at first, but after following him to the society, I witnessed miracle after miracle. Other voice, miracles? You might have other words for it. To me, they were miracles. At every gathering, he would present anomalies that had hurt people or nearly hurt people and announce he would purify them with the power of magic. Why just anomalies? He'd draw a magic circle on the ground and then the ground would glow. Oh, so he was using Black Tomb. He was feeding the Black Tomb. Okay. I guess. He'd draw a magic circle on the ground and then the ground would glow. Those struggling anomalies would instantly transform into the most ordinary objects. Oh, so the Black Tomb was nullifying it, so they were just turning into most ordinary objects while Black Tomb was getting more powerful. He said this was the most he said this was the power of the Black Tomb. The president of the society would casually perform these miracles like they were nothing, telling us that with enough practice, anyone could have this power. He was a bit odd, always muttering strange things, but he was easygoing. No matter when someone asked him about magic, he would set aside whatever he was doing and answer seriously. He reminded you of that friendly top student or the helpful... What? He reminded you of that friendly top student or the helpful class representative. What, is he like mad at some people? Anyway, he wasn't like what outsiders said. Another voice, have you seen the Black Tomb? What's written in it? I've seen it from a distance, but I never read what it's inside. Only the president could read that book. He said only the chosen ones could touch the tomb, and it would be dangerous for anyone else to do so. Some people did try to steal the Black Tomb when he wasn't paying attention, but I don't know why they all gave up in the end. The president often held that book and recited strange sentences, saying they were incantations. I copied down a few of them and practiced often. Another voice, did the practice work? No. Of course not. Brief silence. You got the wrong person. I was just an ordinary follower of the Black Tomb and the president. I never got close to either of them, and I didn't lose anything from this experience. During that incident, when the Black Tomb went berserk and anomalies out of control took over the building, I wasn't hurt either. To me, that time was like a dream. Every day I'd listen to the president talk about magic, then go home and give some serious practice. Every time I recited an incantation, nothing happened, but it never discouraged me. I just thought I wasn't skilled enough. If I had tried a little harder and became someone chosen by the Black Tomb, I could have learned magic too. I really believe that. Wow, so they're going all in with the real life religion stuff, huh? Became someone chosen by the Black Tomb, I could have learned magic too. I really believe that. It's like a chosen prophets, no? It feels like, I'm not gonna lie, I was watching Far Cry 5 recently, and this one reminded me of that one. Every day I'd listen to the president talk about magic, then go home give some serious practice. Every time I recited an incantation, nothing happened, but it never discouraged me. I just thought I wasn't skilled enough. If I had tried a little harder and became someone chosen by the Black Tomb, I could have learned magic too. I really believe that. I don't blame the president, who goes through life without ever being deceived. Everyone is unique and special. Isn't that society's biggest lie? You should go. I have nothing more to say. Silence continues until the end of the recording. Len, former secret society member. Record 2. Let's see. Ever since I was little, I believed I was special. I had great grades, many talents, and my athletic abilities weren't bad either. Parents, neighbors, teachers, classmates, everyone liked me. My life was like a game on easy mode. I could effortlessly grind to max level and breeze through the newbie village. I was convinced I was the MC of a manga who wielded the power of gods and anime, but that sense of superiority vanished after I transferred schools. At my old school, I was firmly seated at the top of my grade, but here, even studying until dawn barely got me to average. The skills I once took pride in were just beginner level here. What kind of school is that? What the fuck? Excuse me? Was she wait, was her family and stuff overreacting her skills? Or is she going to like some special school? But here, even studying until dawn barely got me to average. The skills I once took pride in were just beginner level here. What made it more hopeless was that the harder I tried, the more I realized how ordinary I was. Even in the napping club, I couldn't fall asleep as fast or sleep as the others. What's with that look? Huh. Wait, we're not gonna lie. I was having a look too. What's with that look? Huh. Of course you normies wouldn't understand. Being an Esper is such a special, incredible thing. You don't have to do anything. Don't have to put in any effort, and you get powers that ordinary people could never achieve in a lifetime. Oh, so was she going into like an Esper school? But I still believed I had to be special. Even after all those setbacks, even standing at the foot of the mountain looking up at the glory of geniuses, I still felt that way, because I was the center of the world. The world revolved around me. Isn't that how it works in manga? The true savior is always the most unremarkable person in the crowd at first, so everything I was going through was just a trial from destiny. That's right, there are many geniuses, each in their own field. I just hadn't found my own unique talent yet. Once my talent awakened, everything would fall into place. And then I really did find it. First time I heard about the Black Tomb was on some urban legend website that's no longer running. Before anomalies entered the public eye, we called all phenomena that couldn't be explained by science magic. Unlike Esper abilities, magic wasn't some lofty power monopolized by a select few. Someone like me, as long as I worked hard enough, could master that incredible power. This was the call of destiny I had been searching for. My calling. After obtaining the Black Tomb, everything that followed felt natural. At first, it was disappointed that I was still weak, not to mention the so-called incantations written in it, but nothing whatsoever. But soon, I discovered that if I fed it low-threat anomalies, it would quickly grow and become all-powerful. Okay. Same stuff happening with the one that we just read. Will quickly grow and become all powerful, and even more efficient than low threat anomalies. What it craved most was human fate. Of course I had faith in it, but just me alone was meaningless. Yes, that's when I started the secret society. Oh, so this is the prophet, no? That's when I started the secret society. Back then I was probably completely blinded by it. All I could think about was holding onto this hard-won power tighter and tighter, making myself its one and only master until the end of times. I wouldn't allow anyone to covet this power. Nonetheless, to grow the Black Tomb's followers and strengthen its power, my power, I deceived many people with pretty words. People just like me. I made a terrible mistake. Thankfully, no one was hurt in that incident. Otherwise, I really would have regretted it for the rest of my life. No, the responsibility of deceiving and using all those people is already enough to carry for a lifetime. I understand now. Not everyone is special. Not me, not you, not anyone. Even Espers might only have the ability to move a spoon by telekinesis. Throughout all of history, there have been very few people truly chosen by destiny. True. Even in the real world is like that. You feel like a lot of people are special, and then you realize they're actually not. There's so few people that is actually special. Because nowadays, when you see a famous person, it's like, oh, that person is special, is unique because they're famous. But no. Even in the past, you can look at a lot of past famous people. It's not like that. They're not actually special. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Yeah, wait. Understand that. Not everyone is special, not me, not you, not anyone. Even Espers might only have the ability to move a spoon by telekinesis. Throughout all of history, there have been very few people truly chosen by destiny. Many people in this world believe they are special, to the point that such belief has become commonplace. I am but one with the masses. After all these years, after committing such a serious mistake, after taking such a long detour, I'm finally willing to admit it. After I got out of the detention facility, I saw the faces of my parents and my friends as they waited for my release. I'll never forget them as long as I live. As long as I live. It might sound strange coming from me, but this is truly how I feel now. I don't need Esper abilities, magic, the Black Tomb, or lies. I don't need I don't need to be special. I can still live a good life. Ordinary citizen, unnamed. So this is the secret society members president. And Lan was one of those people inside of that. Okay. Record 3. Background noise. Who are you? What do you want? I don't do interviews. With all that equipment, or is this about what happened before? Come in then, don't just stand in the doorway. Thanks for what do you want to know? Just what happened. Wait, is this the same? No. So this one doesn't have 5. It's just, no. It's just the same thing again? Let me read it fast. Let me see if there's anything different. Yeah, looks like the same. Okay. I guess this is the same. Let me see. Black Tomb, notes and records. Yeah, okay, I cannot find it. There's not that much of a lore-wise stuff on the internet for NTE. Yeah, okay, this is the same. Okay, we're reading record 5 then. Those were just the same. That kind of sucks. I understand it, so now we can say it. All of them have 3, not 5. Oh boy. Ugh. Let's see then. Record 5. Or 3. Technically. More than the Black Tomb itself, I think the people who exploit these kind of anomalies are far worse. I've been through many cases like this. Someone claimed that if you follow the Black Tomb's teachings, you can master magic, and magic is a power that belongs to everyone and is greater than Esper abilities. They used that whole spiel to trick so many people. How did I figure out he was a scammer? This is a bit embarrassing. Do I really have to tell you? Well, several magical incantations printed in the Black Tomb, the ones that guy claimed were real spells, were random words I wrote back in the middle school. I'm guessing the other incantations were probably just made up by fellow online emo kids. I have no idea where they dug up all those phrases. It wasn't from Bagel, was it? I already said all my Bagel posts from before high school to private. I wonder why. Wait, is the Black and Black Tomb actually short for Black Hat Hacker? Can it pull up archived web pages or something? Ugh, I'm getting off track. Anyway, I heard later that the guy who used the Black Tomb to trick people was just someone who desperately wanted to feel special. And that's how the Black Tomb got to him. If that's true, he's kind of a pitiful in a way. But of course, I'm not defending him or anything. No matter how special you want to be, it's still wrong to trick people. What if someone actually believed him and thought they learned magic, then hurt themselves trying to cast those so-called spells? I just somewhat get how he feels. That's it. Wanting this to be special. hoping you won't just live an unremarkable life. But thinking about it, aren't we all already special in our own way? Even without esper abilities, magic, or any extraordinary powers, there will never be another Haniel in this world. Oh, it's Haniel. And if there really were another me who was exactly the same, don't you think that itself sounds like the beginning of an epic story? Ordinary girl Haniel one day encounters a girl with the same looks, voice, personality, and hobbies. Is she a twin sister separated at birth? Or a clone created by some mysterious organization? Or perhaps Haniel is actually the model name of a mass-produced robot, and she, unaware of this fact, has always believed herself to be human. The more I think about it, the more interesting it gets. Yep, that's what I'll daydream about before bed tonight. Haniel's Starry Express. Oh, I mean, she doesn't. You know what? I'll let her be. She's so full of life that sometimes you can't dream of being special. At least she's so full of life that she can get through it, right? She's like, nah, I'm happy with my life. At least she can actually say that, nah, it's fine. I'm happy. Record with wit. Let's see. The black tomb takes the form of a massive, heavy book. A purple eye is embedded on its pitch black cover, unsettling to behold. Once opened, the reader is drawn into its library, where they face attacks from the black tomb's manifested body. The tomb has beguiled many humans who yearn to learn magic in hope of escaping mundane lives, convincing them to offer their fate and become fuel for its power. The desire to become extraordinary is perhaps one of humanity's deepest desires. Interesting. Some has begun many humans who yearn to learn magic in hope of escaping mundane lives, convincing them to offer their fate and become fuel for its power. The desire to become extraordinary is perhaps one of humanity's deepest desires. Unfortunately, it is. You cannot just accept being normal. The desire to become extraordinary is, yeah. Still, there probably isn't another person in this world whose first memory begins with a Class 7 anomaly disaster. When I think about it that way, maybe I really am the chosen protagonist. I mean, we don't have to think about it. We are the chosen protagonist. This is a gacha game, after all. There probably isn't another person in this world whose first memory begins with a Class 7 anomaly disaster. Yet, to be fair, there is none. Maybe I really am the chosen protagonist, and this is how it ends. Maybe we are the chosen protagonist. Maybe we are. I can easily say we don't have to think too much about it. We are actually like that. So Mammon is the only one that is Class 5, with the hospital too, by the way. No. Let me not forget that. Hospital was Class 5 also. Somebody said that this is Class 5. We don't know its name, but we know it's Class 5. So, yeah. Well, that's done. We got it all. We read it all. It was a fun experience, to be fair. Most of them are sad, which maybe it's an info about anomalies itself. You know, it comes from sadness. Maybe that itself is like a clue about what anomalies are and where do they come from. But I loved it a lot. I love this a lot, and I hope they add more of this. You know, I mean, I think they will. I cannot imagine them not adding these more. You know, considering the fact that the game's main selling point is anomalies, no? I guess, can we say that this game's the main thing is anomalies? We can't, right? I'm not stupid by saying that. So yeah, I cannot wait for more anomalies. Doing them is fun, and reading them is fun also. I just cannot wait for more anomalies. Nice. And if I have to choose like top 3, I don't want to go ahead and choose these. You know what? I think I know what to choose. Like, not these. After School was creepy. So I'll give it like, this sounds like a bonus choice, but it's not on top 3. Grand Anniversary, Cube. Film was cool. Beat King was cool. I'll go number 3 as Lonely Player. The puppets. It took long, but it was fun. The others are fine. Whose League is this? Was so cool. I think I'll put this in number 4 too. I think this one will be 4. After School is number 5. Level Proliferation, the elevator one, is number 4. Where is this? Lonely Player is number 3. Nightmare Bound Nameless Hospital is number 2. I'll go with that. I love this one more than the number 1, to be fair. But my number 1 is Deep Blue Sorrow, Sea Prisoner. When you first go into this place and go around and then see all these worlds that the whale passes by, it was so cool. Those worlds will look so good, so majestic. I enjoyed that so much. That part when you drive all together and then whale just eats the things, destroy things, and then you go world through the different worlds. That was so epic. Like the fight itself and stuff is just a boss fight. You know, it's in a cool place, and a cool boss fight, sure. With a cool lore, yeah. But the whole beginning part of it, when you drive around different worlds to the end point, that was the coolest thing I seen in this game. I love that part so much. That's just because of that, I'll put this in number 1. If I'll just put this how much I enjoyed it as a whole, of course I'll put the where is this? The hospital as number 1, because as a whole that was perfect. But yeah, I'll go this one as number 1 because that whole driving sequence was so fun. I enjoyed that so much. And that's about it for the anomalies. Until the next one. Hopefully soon, right? Hopefully in 1.3 we get more anomalies. Surely. Hopefully. Hopefully. But with all that saying, I am done.